the proper motivation. So studying Dharma, we have only one motivation, right? Motivation for free from suffering, free from all kinds of suffering. Also achieving everlasting happiness. So we gather here, not we are totally, free person. We don't have anything to do. So we gather here to study Dharma. Studying Dharma is for understanding Dharma. Understanding Dharma is for cause to achieve everlasting happiness and free from all kinds of sufferings. Therefore, cultivate pure motivation, a very pure intention. With a great motivation, we just page number 4, refuge and generated bodhicitta. I go for refuge and enlightenment through the Buddha, the Dharma, and Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and enlightenment through the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and enlightenment through the Buddha, the Dharma, and Sangha. By my meditations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Remember, the Buddha are like a doctor, Dharmas are like medicine, Sanghas are like a nurse. Take refuge to the divulgence, the depth of your heart. So we are not just taking in refuge. At the same time, we have a strong intention ourselves to be Buddha, ourselves to have accomplished the true Dharma. We have intention to be Sangha within the divulgence. Second, generate bodhicitta, inspired by wisdom and compassion. Today in the Buddha's presence, I generate a mindful awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. Please visualize all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in front of us and cultivate bodhicitta as they have. So these two paragraph, we can use, we can chant anywhere, every time. In the morning when you wake up, so before you start your activities, take refuge and generate bodhicitta, right? So when you generate bodhicitta, then the bodhicitta, the mind, you can carry, so you can remember all day. Then all your activities, good activities, Even though you speak to someone, you're sharing your food and drink with someone, also you're going to accumulate a lot of merits. At the same time, you remember the bodhicitta, and it's very easy to us to control our jealousy, attachment, and anger. So therefore, generally we have a, as a Buddhist, I say as a Buddhist, if you consider yourself, I'm a Buddhist, so we have two kind of uh, uh, achievements, two kinds of, objective we can achieve. First, if you think sincerely, I don't think I can, practice a great compassion, then it's okay. You can think, your practice, your study, your chanting, your good action only cause you yourself free from suffering, achieve the arhat step, being a arhat, not to worry about all sentient beings. The second option we have as a Buddhist, it is not, worthy, it is not good idea only thinking my own benefits. I must think, other welfare, other benefits, then you can practice bodhicitta. If you only think yourself, free from the suffering, any kinds of sufferings, then practice dharma for achieve your own happiness. Right? If you think, oh, I have the kind of intention, I have the ability, somehow I have naturally think, more for others, then you generate bodhicitta. So this class is for beginner, right? I consider all of you are just, beginner in Buddhism, beginner in Dharma. If you study for quite a long time, still you can reorientate your practice, your study, and your way of, thinking. Then as a kind of a summary, what we discuss, kind of in the first Sunday, the first class. First, I explain you do, so you are coming to TBC to attend class from me. The first important, you should not consider me as your guru. So TBC, the member, and myself, I never consider, never not going to think, oh, since you are coming to TBC, you are always have to come to TBC. You are kind of, belongs to TBC. It's a very clear. Second, the Tibetan Buddhist Center is not, very big kind of Buddhist center. It's a very simple and small Buddhist center. But this center is open for everybody, all kinds of people, believer, non-believer. Within the believer, you are Hindu, you are Muslim, you are Christian, you are Buddhist, you are Taoist, whatever you are, center is open for all believer. Third, so we open the center for everybody. We don't charge, anything for you. This I explained in the first day. Then second, as a beginner, so my experience, I have seen, so many people come to TBC as a beginner in Dharma. Yes, first few years, first 1 or 2 years, they are really, they were really studying Dharma seriously, extensively. They try to practice Dharma purely, study well, practicing well. then somehow the person mind, divide into more ritual things. Then for me as a, like a instructor, I feel just have a one kind of loss. I mean, I think this person, can be good practitioner. Somehow the person at the end become more ritualistic, praying, chanting, attending, here and there, all the chanting. In the home also, they are very much interested in recitation and chanting and prayers and have a, lot of colorful kind of, belief in their mind. So all of you should not be like that. First, you study well. At the same time, you try to practice what you learn as much as you can. Then at the same time, there is totally okay, have to, you do chanting, recitation, prayer, not much. You more focus on your study and meditation and practice Dharma, focus less on chanting and recitation. Right. For example, so you can then, so this I have seen in the past. This is not good. You study well, at the same time, whatever you study, whatever you learn, you must put into practice. Try to be better person, try to be happier person, try to be totally happy person. Right? Be a happy person or not, it not much depend on the external factors. In order to be a very happy person, happy all the time, you don't need a kind of like a big house. You don't need expensive cars. You don't need a lot of expensive, belongings, jewelry, gold, diamond, expensive thing. Because the happiness comes from within your mind. For example, you can be very happy with the simple food. If your mind is not so happy, you're not able to control your anger, attachment, no matter how much expensive luxury food you order, you cannot feel the taste of the food. Therefore, the more you study Dharma, the more you practice Dharma. The more you practice Dharma, the more you will be happy person. If you feel, after a few months, if you feel somehow I am become more happier person, somehow for me, become more easy to control my attachment, my anger, my hatred, my jealousy, means your, Dharma direction is on the right directions. Study for many months, you become more difficult person. You become more, you become more stronger, kind of angry person. You have a more jealousy. Mean your Dharma, your mind is totally separate. And therefore, so second, so you learn, you do more practice. And then the third part, I will, last Sunday, I go through Lamrim. Before we attend, before we, receiving teaching from someone, no matter the person is a Sangha or lay person, male or female, no matter what color the person have, black or brown, no matter. First, we need to know, we need to study about the qualification of the person as a being, as a like a teacher, right? You need to check the qualification. After you study about the person for, let's say, a few weeks or a few months, then finally you realize, you are aware, somehow, this person whom I'm going to receive teaching, he or she is fully qualified teacher. Then it's okay. You can attend the teaching from the person. Qualification, there's two qualifications. One is the general kind of education, where the person study Dharma, how long. You can check the the degree or the certificate. This is a very small qualification. The most important qualification you must check the person whom I'm going to receive teaching, the person is generally practitioner or not. This is very important. Therefore, first you study about the teacher. Second, you need to study about the teaching. What teaching you going to receive? Because so now we are in the 21st century, right? This day we have a lot of funny gurus, namely lot of funny guru and teacher, and he or she teach look like a new teaching. So somehow we human being living in the 21st century, somehow we like new product, right? We don't like the old product. Somehow, for example, you have a phone. The phone is function very well. There's no problem. You can make a phone call, you can receive phone call, you can test, you can take video, everything is perfectly function well. But the new phone come in the market, somehow you like to buy the new phone. Somehow you be like new things. Dharma is not like that. Dharma is Dharma, never be new, never be old. For example, Dharma, teach impermanent. Whether you are living this day, the person living 100 years, 1,000 years old, the impermanent is self. There's no such new kind of teaching. If you don't study, about the teaching, whom you're going to give the teaching, then we will have a lot of problem. Therefore, second, we need to study about the teachings, right? So in our class, we're going to study about the Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths, the will of Dharma, is taught by Buddha in Pali language, right? Then translated into Tibetan. There's no any kind of mistake. It's a real Buddha teachings. Second, we're going to study about the Seedling Sutra. The Seedling Sutra is more about detailed explanation about the Four Noble Truths. Once you have really good understanding of the Four Noble Truths, therefore you very clear how to become very clear how to practice Dharma. You're going to learn what are the causes and conditions of the suffering. That we have a suffering, so you're going to learn what are the exact, actual cause of suffering. Then you will learn how to eliminate the cause of suffering. Then suffering going to eliminate. Also, you're going to learn, how to achieve liberation through, practicing the Dharma, practicing the path. Now you already know what the cause of suffering, why we have a suffering. What are the cause of condition to achieve liberation? Now your mind become very clear how to stop suffering, how to achieve happiness. Then third, we're going to study about middle part of meditation, right? Middle part of the stage. Meditation by Shantirakshita. So then this text, we're going to learn the real or the actual meditation. So we have a lot of misunderstanding about meditation. Then we will have time. Then we're going to learn how to practice bodhicitta. Then how to achieve Buddhahood. Yeah, first, Four Noble Truth. 12 links interdependent is kind of foundation. We're going to put a foundation. Then studying about the middle stage of the path, middle stage is going to learn how to do meditation without any mistake. Third, then we're going to learn how I actually can be Buddha. And therefore, we need to study about the Guru, we need to study about the teaching. Then third, number third, let's say now I know the Gurus is a very qualified Gurus. The teaching is a actual, stillness teaching. I'm going to attend the teaching from someone, right? Then remember, there's a two. One, free from the three faults. So let's say you are already in the teaching ground, receiving teaching from the Guru. So you have to listen very carefully. Don't think don't something else. Just focus the teaching. You need to listen, mindfully. But second, make sure you attend the teaching with a pure motivation. Pure motivation. Because many of our Dharma friends, brother and sister, they attend teaching when they have financial problems. Then the person attend teaching in order to solve, overcome the financial problem. The motivation is not good. Someone attend the teaching in order to increase their wealth. Motivation is not good. So need to attend the teaching with a pure motivation. That means you can understand the teaching becomes very kind of useful for you because your motivation is very pure. The third problem, the leaky vessel. That means, yes, you focusfully listen the teaching. Your motivation is very pure. Your intention is very correct. So you attend teaching in the morning, you already focus in the afternoon, how you can practice the Dharma. Therefore, whatever you listen, try to remember, just, try to remember as much as you can. Remember what did I say? If you cannot remember, then you have to carry all the books with you when you go, travel overseas. You cannot carry, a lot of books. They charge you a lot of money. If you remember all the teaching in your mind, so anywhere you can practice Dharma. For example, many of you walk in the different park, different garden. You just walk around. You just sit somewhere. You remember Dharma and practice there. You no need to open books. Right? Therefore, free from the three faults. Then remember the sixth idea. Sixth idea. What's the number one? Sixth idea. Idea number one. Again, everybody have to open the book, right? You always need to remember you are sick person. Sick person, right? 6% is very important. For example, when you have a kind of physically, unhealthy, you have a particular sickness you carry particular sickness. The sickness is quite serious. If you remember all the time, I'm sick person, I have this particular sickness, then you always very careful what you have to drink, what you have to avoid, what you have to eat, which food eat, which food you cannot eat. Then also it reminds you what time you sleep, what time you wake up, what time you need to do exercise. So because many of the sick person, the see doctor, get the medicine, they totally kind of, ignore about their, daily kind of food and drink, the person never be cured. Therefore, first remember, you are look like sick, seriously ill, seriously sick person. But then many people think, how I can think I'm sick person? I'm physically very healthy. I'm mentally healthy. I'm not crazy. I'm not a mad person. I'm okay, right? Yes, generally we can see I'm physically healthy, mentally healthy, happy, right? When you really think our physical body is actually naturally very unhealthy. So we think, I wish, we always think, I wish I can be very youthful for forever. Can we? Can we? Cannot, right? Cannot. So every moment our body is getting old. The physical actually, our body is not healthy. Also, our body is not healthy, we can contingent any kinds of sickness. Remember the COVID. No matter you are rich, you are poor, you are healthy, the COVID really harm many people. So nobody want to die. When we think about death, we scared. Right? Scared. When see some of our near, dear and near, when dying, we are not really scared. When you think I am dying one day, we scared. Therefore, generally, we can say I'm physically healthy. Actually, we are not. Mentally, we say I'm very happy person. Actually, we are not. Because of all the negative thoughts, anger, attachment, jealousy, particularly the ignorance. Ignorance, right? First, need to remember I'm a very sick person. The second idea, all the dharmas, all the teachings are like what? Medicine. Very simple, right? I'm sick person. I'm sick not only for a few years, or millions of years. Particular this day, you can see, we say, the world become crazy, right? Actually, the world never became crazy. The earth, the water, the sun, the moon is same. They are not becoming crazy. Who become crazy? Human being. Human being. We become crazy. We don't want to be crazy, but somehow our negative thoughts becoming more stronger, more powerful. There's no kind of, that kind of corner for compassion, tolerance. Anger becomes so powerful, there's no corner for compassion. Hatred is so powerful, becomes so powerful, there's no space for forgiveness. Therefore, we say all crazy, actually human being become crazy. Am I right? Then how we change this, the human behavior? Through prayers, through chanting? Cannot. There's only one way the human behavior can be changed. Our personal behavior can be changed through applying Dharma, the Dharma. There are so many religions. I'm not criticizing any of other religions. When you open, like say, like a Hindu, Bhagavad Gita. Gita is one of the very, popular, very important Hindus texts. When you open the books, Bhagavad Gita, there's no much explanation how to control your anger, how to eliminate your ignorance. Very much explain, pray to, this God and that God. Likewise, other religion, like a Bible, like Quran, you open, you study, with the honest mind. Then you will notice, Buddhism is a little bit different than the other religion because Buddhism, Buddha teach us how to overcome all the negative thoughts, how to eliminate the ignorance, right? Ignorance. Generally, you compare yourself and other people who follow other religion. You as a Buddhist, the person follow in other religion, we have a same kind of, we have a faith. The person has a faith, we have a faith. The person also believe, like a karma, this thing, also we believe in karma. You cannot see much different, you as a Buddhist, other as a follow other religion, you cannot see much different. If you purely follow Dharma, if you purely practice Dharma, if you really understand Buddhism, Buddha teaching, then you can see, oh, I'm Buddhist, my belief is this, their belief. We have a big difference. Yes, there's a big difference. Right? Therefore, second, all the teachings like a medicine, right? Medicine. Therefore, when you think all the like teaching taught by Buddhas are like a medicine, then there's no way even though you cannot think about criticizing between different Buddhist tradition. Let's say I follow Mahayan teaching. There's no way I cannot think I criticize the like Theravada's teaching. Cannot. The people who follow Theravada teaching, that person cannot think, even though cannot think criticizing the Mahayana, because both teachings like a medicine. Right? Medicine. Then the number one, remember you are a sick person. Number two, remember all the teachings like a medicine. Then so I'm giving you the kind of therefore how to listen. Yeah, this is not the one. What's the number three? The rely on two weeks. Huh? What's number two? Instructor are like doctor, right? Yeah. That means sick person, like a doctor, then the teachings. Okay. Number two, the instructor as a doctor. Instructor as a doctor. Remember doctor. So this sentence, thinking of the instructor as a doctor, this is a very important kind of lesson for us. So I think everybody, has your own guru. The guru is like a doctor. Right? Like must think the guru is a doctor. You should not think the guru is just an object for my prayers. The guru is not just an object to offer my things. The guru is a doctor. Right? When you say the guru is doctor, you are a sick person. So what the qualification must have the guru? What the qualification the guru must have? For example, I consider as a doctor, the sick person came to see me. If I know, oh, this person has a kidney problems, heart problems, a lung problem, I must give the medicine according to the problems. Right? Am I right?
Yes.
The person has a kidney problem, I'm giving kind of heart medicine, it doesn't work. Exactly this happened this day. For example, somebody been angry for many years. Then the person came to see the guru or the lama, see for what. Then lama said, oh, you have been so unhappy for many years. You just do chanting recitations. It doesn't work. Therefore, whoever come to DBC in the past, I always say, oh, you come to TBC to see me, you have to be honest. Be honest. You have to be honest. You need to tell me the actual problems. Otherwise, how I can, instruct, how I can give instruction. Therefore, doctor. Number three, thinking of the instructor explanation as a medicine. Therefore, whatever you listen, receive teaching from other is like a medicine, cure your sickness. Therefore, dharma is not for become your riches. Dharma is not for just being you famous. Dharma is like a medicine, cure your sickness. Then number four, thinking of earnest practice as the way to cure your disease. Therefore, look at how much it is important practicing dharma. Right? So, therefore, you should not think I'm too old, I cannot practice dharma. You should not think I'm too young, I have, I'm busy, so after I retire, I can practice dharma. This is the thinking is totally, incorrect. In the Buddha lifetime, there was a person who are 80 years old man, 80 years old Hindu man. He came to see Buddha, us giving teachings. Somehow there's some kind of problems. Then Buddha said, of course, even though he is 80 years old, he can understand Dharma. He can practice Dharma. So 80 years old man received teaching from Buddha. He became Arhat within a few years. And that time you should not think because he received teaching Buddha. I'm receiving teaching from this guru. This guru is not Buddha, right? You should not think. Buddhas and the guru actually giving same teaching. Like, Nagarjuna, Chandakardi, Shindideva, Lama Tsongkhapa, all the guru make sure their teaching is accordingly Buddha's teaching, according to Buddha. There's no any mistake. Therefore, teaching, taught by Buddha, the teaching taught by Nagarjuna, Shindideva, the teaching is the same as Buddha teaching. There's no difference. So then how come the 80-year-old person become Arhat? Because he take the medicine every day, morning, afternoon, evening, to cure the sickness. We buy the medicine. Firstly, we don't eat, right? We don't take the medicine, right? Second, your first few days, you are very kind of inspired by the guru. First few days, early morning, walk early morning, you chant, you do meditation, few days. After a few days, then you say, I'm so tired. You stop taking the medicine, right? Medicine. Then after a few months, you remember, oh, the Buddha, the guru asked me to do practice. You start practice for a few days, again you stop. Now, how we can be free from attachment and anger? So we have to practice dharma, right? Medicine, a way of cure disease, need to practice. Then, so there's a few lines I thought I should explain today. Thus, the idea of yourself as a sick person is extremely important. The idea of yourself as a sick person is extremely important. For if you have this idea, the other idea will follow. But if you think I'm a sick person all the time, then you will remember all the gurus, all the instructors are like a doctor. All the teaching I receive, all the teaching I'm going to study is like a medicine. Others, like a 5 idea will follow. So we always forgetting I am sick person. Therefore, first idea is very important, then other idea will follow. Then another one I thought we should read here a little bit. Number 5, idea number 5, thinking of Tathagata as excellent beings, right? Excellent being who can guide me how to achieve happiness. Tathagata is an excellent being who can teach me how to free from suffering. Then develop respect by the remembering the one who set forth the teaching, the Bhagavan Buddha. Therefore, as a Buddhist, we always need to remember Buddha and respect Buddha. Not just respect, remember the teaching. Right? Therefore, as a Buddhist, wherever you go, wherever you live, the house is big or small, no matter, at least you must have a Buddha's, like a photo, like a painting or picture or statue. No need to buy the big size, simple Buddha statue. For example, His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, in the past, he traveled all over the world. You can see he always carry a small bag, handbag. Always carries small bag. So when he going through the check-in, like what you call in the airport, the check-in, he always open the bag, the small bag. He just showed the Buddha statue. He said, "Oh, this is my boss. This is my boss." Inside the bag, he always carry a bread, piece of bread, because sometimes he feels so hungry, so he just can grab the food. So he carried always Buddha statue. As a Buddhist, we must have a small Buddha statue you can carry all the time. Remember, he is my boss. He is my doctor. I am sick person. His teachings are like medicine. That means you have an excellent doctor, you have an excellent medicine, surely no doubt. If everybody free from the suffering, everybody can achieve everlasting happiness. So far we cannot, because we never consider Buddha is like my boss, excellent doctor, Dharma's like a medicine. That is. Therefore, the next sentence, wish that the teaching will endure for a long time. When you really understood, wow, the Buddha Dharma is so important. Actually, Dharma teach us how to free me from suffering, how to achieve, how to be happy myself. Then you really wish the Dharma can last last for many, many years. You realize the importance of the teaching, right? Then what's the next Lama Tsongkhapa here? Think how wonderful if independence upon the study such as teaching, the concourse teaching would remain in the world for a long time. Therefore, so at the end, we dedicate, we do dedication to, live, last, remind the Dharma for forever. It doesn't mean I like the Dharma. It doesn't mean we have a sense of attachment to the Dharma. We realize that Dharma is very important. For example, in Singapore, for example, we have a serious kind of flu, right? Then there's only one doctor who can cure all the flus. Then we wish that doctor live long life. We wish his instructor, his teaching can remain for forever. Because we realize the important, right? Important. Then what Lama Tsongkhapa says here, furthermore, when you explain or hear the teachings, if your mind and the teaching remain separate, look, furthermore, when you explain or hear the teaching, right? So you receive the teaching. So the person who explained the teaching, like me here today here. And you as a receiver who listen the teaching, right? When you explain or hear the teachings, if your mind and the teaching remain separate, then whatever is explained will be inconsequential. Means I'm giving teaching, and the teaching and my mind is separate, totally separate. The teaching doesn't, bring me any consequences. I cannot get any benefit from the teaching. You are listening the teaching from other master, from me. You are listening the teaching. The teaching and your mind is separate, cannot benefit at all. Right? Therefore, our mind, the Dharma have to totally merge, mix together. Then you can feel, you can get, really you are receiving the benefit of the Dharma. For example, I said, someone came to see me, oh, I'm angry, so I'm very angry. I'm being angry for many, many years, right? The anger is like a sickness. Anger is sickness. Then I said, okay, you need to practice compassion. The person said, yes, I will. But I didn't mistakenly, I didn't say, you must practice compassion towards the person whom you get angry. It's my mistake, right? So the person is very angry with, mother. Person is always angry with mother, somehow, mother. Then I say, oh, you are very angry with mother. Practice compassion towards your father. Cannot. It's wrong. Say, you are angry with your mother. You practice compassion towards your mother. That means the person mind, the Dharma is, emerge. Then you can feel benefit. Right? So here is a clearly Lama Tsongkhapa, when you explain or hearing the teaching, if your mind and the teaching remain separate, then whatever is explained will be inconsequential. Hence, lesson is such as the way the you determine how this teaching apply to your mind. For example, when you went to find out whether or not there's some, smudge, dirt on your throat, dirt on or whatever on your face. You look in the mirror, then the remove whatever is there. Similarly, when you listen to the teaching, your faults such as a misconduct, attachment appear in the mirror of the teaching. At that time, you regret that your mind has become like this, and you then walk, clear away those faults, establish good qualities. Right? For example, we use the mirror. When we are looking in the mirror, make sure there's no any kind of dots on your face. When you see, oh, there's a dust, you remove the dust using the mirror. Right? Therefore, all the Buddha teachings are like mirror. It shows us all our problems. Once you realize, oh, somehow my attachment is so strong, immediately use or apply the Dharma, control your attachment. Gradually, you will going to remove your attachment. This I want to say. Therefore, our mind and Dharma never be distinct, never be separate. The last, I thought here, one thing I should explain, how the session should be concluded in the relation to the both hearing and explaining the teaching. So then how to end every time, who is explaining teaching, who is receiving teaching. That means how a session should be concluded in a relation to both hearing, and explaining the teaching. With a strong aspiration, dedicate the virtues that have arise from explaining and the hearing the teaching to you, temporary and the final objective. Every day, ending of our teaching class, we do dedication. We dedicate the virtues that have arisen from explaining and the hearing, the teaching to your temporary and final objective. That means when we dedicate, there's only two purposes. One for dedicate the merit for temporary achievement. One is for the like a final objective, like Buddhahood, liberation. Therefore, for example, one day early morning you lead a candle light. After you do lighting the candle light, you do some chanting recitation. Then at the end, you must dedicate the merit to benefit two things. One for temporal benefits. One is for long, they said here, final objective, which is Buddhahood. Okay, this is conclusion what we study in the past. So in the last Sunday, slowly every day I read few pages from here. Now the Four Noble Truth. The four in the Tibetan language we say Pape Demba Ji. Papa the noble, truth Demba, Ji is a four. Four noble truth. Pape Demba Ji. So before we open the text, we need to know what does mean the noble truth. The noble, the word noble is referred to the being who go beyond the ordinary beings. That the being, the practitioner who go beyond the ordinary being, that we name Arya, noble being. Arya is Sanskrit, and Papa is go beyond the ordinary beings. Clear? Noble means already has gone beyond the ordinary beings. We are very, very ordinary beings. We believe what we see. But this morning I was thinking about, our mindset. Because this time when we buy, like product, there's an expiry date, right? Oh, this medicine, this drink, this expire 10th of May. Today is the 5th of May, right? 5th of May. So let's say we went yesterday in the shop. We saw, oh, this show we should not buy. This is going to expire tomorrow. We believe, right? We didn't buy it. It's really, we think it's really true. The product exactly going to expire today. We cannot use it for tomorrow. Cannot. Can. It doesn't mean expire today, mean expire today. You still can use another few months. It's not true. Also, it's expired today. It doesn't mean it haven't expired a few months ago. It's totally maybe spoiled. When you open, you can see something spoiled. The expiry date is still there. Therefore, how we live, how we set our mind. So therefore, we are very, very, very ordinary, very simple, very ordinary beings. We really don't know much what's going around, what's going in this world. So we are ordinary beings. The person who already has gone beyond the ordinary person, the person can have seen the truth. And so therefore, for noble truth, suffering is the truth. Truth for whom? the person who go beyond the ordinary things. For us, there's no suffering. Everything is happiness, right? There's no suffering. Everything is good. We don't have to say, we really don't know the suffering. Therefore, the person who who already gone beyond us, they know this is suffering. Therefore, truth of suffering. The person, the practitioner who go beyond the ordinary being, the person know attachment, anger, hatred, ignorance are the truth cause of suffering. Therefore, we say truth of suffering. Truth for whom? The person who go beyond us. Right? Then again, truth of the cessation. The truth of the path to cessation. This truth for the person who go beyond is not truth for us. Therefore, for noble truth. Clear? For noble truth. For example, suffering of suffering is considered as a suffering. For us, for example, let's say you really like the strong chili, hot chili, that very live one, very hot one. So before you eat the food, you are happy. When you eat the strong chili, the chili really burn your mouth, burn your tongue, but you are very happy, right? Happy. We don't understand suffering. Right? Therefore, this suffering. Then changing of suffering. Also, we don't understand, for example, when you go out, whether it's so hot, you feel, it's so hot, you're suffering that. When you come in, sitting in the air-conditioned house, you feel happiness. Again, what is suffering? Therefore, we really don't understand suffering. We don't understand happiness. Also, we don't understand the cause of suffering. Therefore, we don't understand the cause of happiness. Therefore, what the reality is, we always wish to be happy, but are you happy all the time? No, what happened? You wish to be happy, but you always chasing cause of suffering. Am I right? Am I right? You're always chasing after a cause of suffering. Surely we have a lot of sufferings. We always wish to be happy. We always ignore. We really don't care the cause of happiness. Therefore, we are in suffering. This is true. Whether you are Buddhist, non-Buddhist, you are young, you are old, you are rich, you are poor, no matter, this is the truth. Right? This is always the beginning of class. Second, another important one here. Generally, I consider we know how to take care of our body. We know how to have a healthy body in a way, that healthy body. We know how to take care of our body. We know how to have a healthy body. Roughly we know, actually we really don't know. But somehow we have some knowledge, we have some idea how to take care of our body. Also look at, when you walk around, every step you can see like that, yoga, physiotherapy, all kinds of medicine, all kinds of healthy food, healthy drink, organic food, organic drink, right? Then we thought, wow, these are really good for our health. So we try to eat healthy food, healthy drink, but those also cause for unhealthy body. Somehow we take care of our physical body, but we really don't know how to take care of our mind. Am I right? Because look, our life is very much dependent on two things: our physical body or mind. Your body is, let's say, healthy. Your mind is very unhealthy. How you can have a happy? How you can be happy, right? You are physically healthy. Your mind is very unhealthy. We cannot have a healthy life. It's true. Or in a way, you are mentally very healthy. Mentally very healthy. You're physically very unhealthy. Also, you have a lot of problems. Now we need to compare. I'm physically very healthy, mentally I'm very unhealthy, right? Unhealthy. Then the unhealthy mind can affect the healthy body. Am I right? Healthy body. Let's say the one person is, every day, take very healthy food, healthy drink, or do all the kind of yoga, also the gyms, running and jogging. Every day they do things for a healthy body. The mind is very unhealthy. Then you can see the person never have a healthy body. Because one important is problem, the person cannot sleep well because of the unhealthy mind. Number two, due to the unhealthy mind, the person is very easy to get angry, very easy to have a fighting with your family, with your friends, with your neighbors. Therefore, you can see unhealthy mind can really, influence the healthy body. But the healthy body really cannot really influence much the healthy mind. Right? Therefore, as a Buddhist practitioner, the Buddha teaching, the Buddhism is morely about healthy mind. How to have a healthy mind? You can say, mind hygiene. You can say healthy mind. You can say, positive minds. Positive mind. So at the beginning, you need to know Buddhism. Buddha teaching is more for transformation your mind. More about healthy mind. When your mind is very healthy, you have a healthy mind, you can control your anger, right? You can control your negative thoughts. When you control your negative thoughts, first, you can remain, happily. You can be a very happy person. When you are a very happy person within your family, then other, your family, argue with you, fighting with you, criticizing you, nagging you, you're okay. You still can remain very happily. Also, you can influence your family. Here we have one problem, a serious problem. I have seen, I'm not just telling the story. I've seen the person first, they learn Dharma. When they come to learn Dharma, the person is very happy person, very soft person, very honest person. Slowly, when the person study Dharma, then slowly I can see the person is more negative person, short temper, negative, also the person is become very strange. So I hope all of you who attend my class since today, you should not be like that. Should not be like that. This is serious problem. Let's say one of you, within the family, one of brother, the brother is a very free thinker. For example, I'm giving example of free thinker, no religion, but he's a very honest, very caring person, care all family, honest person, work hard. Person is very nice person, very good person. One day, the brother met like a sifu, like a guru, teacher. Right? Then he become friend. Slowly the guru teach, like dharma, this dharma, blah, 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 blah. Then somehow the brother become very self-centered person. And the brother become very careless himself, careless other. And the brother become very short-tempered. And the brother judge very easily. You are good, you are bad, you are doing wrong. Da, 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 da. Then the whole family has a question. How come my brother, our brother is very nice in the past? This day he become very strange. They study, all right? They chat, they study in the Facebook, WhatsApp. Oh, my brother met this Sifu since he became very strange. Then what happened? Then the whole family start, studying, don't like religion, don't like dharma. But therefore, Ramat is very clearly here. This is not the mistake of the dharma. This is not the problem of dharma. This is the mistake of the person. This is the problem of the practitioner. Therefore, make sure if you follow dharma, if you consider you are Buddhist, first you need to train your mind. Right? Train your mind. Give a good training your mind. Then slowly you can train other mind. Actually, no need to teach. You study Dharma, you become very soft, very compassionate, have a good understanding, very easy, things become very easy. Then the other family think about how come, my brother is become very happy, more open person, very soft, more caring, think more practically. How come? Oh, because of he follow the Dharma. Then whole family will follow Dharma. Right? If you wish to teach Dharma to your sister, your relatives, your children, first you have to be a good practitioner. Right? Okay. So now we can open the Four Noble Truth in English. I think everybody has, do you have a soft copy? You don't have, you just listen. If you have, you can open, you can download later. So I'm using this type, but we have a different page, no matter. The content is same. Homage to the omniscient one. This first line, homage to the omniscient one, actually these words is come from a translator, Tibetan translator, not is the Buddha words. So here you need to know the law, the history of Tibetan in the past. At the beginning, many Tibetan, they went to India in Nalanda, Vikramshila, Takshashila, particularly many of the Tibetan, they went to Nalanda Buddhist University. They studied for many years. Then slowly they translate Buddha teaching into Tibetan language. Randomly translate here and there. Then the king at that moment, the Chira Bhajan, I think, I don't remember, one of the king make a law. So before you translate the teaching into Tibetan language, first you need to write a homage, homage to the generally omniscience. Mean the teaching, the text include into Vinaya Sutra. Vinaya. You need the translator homage to the Buddha and Bodhisattva. That means the teaching is translated into Vinaya basket, Sutra basket, Sutra. Then the translate, if the Sutra is a kind of Abhidharma, the translate must homage to the Manjushri. So when you open, the text, translate from Sanskrit into Tibetan, you can say, oh, I homage to the omniscient, mean the teaching include into Vinaya basket. Vinaya. At the beginning, the translate homage to the Manjushri. Then the sutra or the teaching is include into Abhidharma. Or the translate, homage to the Buddha and Bodhisattva. Then the teaching is included into Sutra basket. Therefore, all Buddha teachings, Sutrayana, Vinayana, Vajrayana, whatever teaching taught by Buddha is included into three baskets, three teaching. Teaching about Abhidharma, teaching about Vinaya, and teaching about the daily meditation practice being a sutra. Three baskets. Three baskets also have an order. First, like a Vinaya, then Abhidharma, then the Sutraya. Three baskets. That means three practice or three mind training. Therefore, here homage to the omniscient ones. This I think they translate this sutra, before the king made a law. Homage to the omniscient one. Then, thus have I heard at one time. The blessed one, the Buddha, was residing in the deer park at Rasivadana and Varanasi. At that time, the blessed one spoke to the group of 5 monks. So these parts is also not really taught by Buddha. This kind of history, whom taught the Dharma, where the Dharma taught, who were the disciple. This also is a kind of pre-requested of the teaching. Therefore, many of you chant, many times the Heart Sutra in Chinese language, right? In Chinese language, they don't have this part in the Heart Sutra. It just starts from the actual, sutra. Therefore, thus have I heard here at one time the blessed. So that means, who also we need to know the history of Buddhism, Buddha teaching. At the Buddha lifetime, when he was alive, all the teaching taught by him, everything is memorized by the disciple. There's the few disciples who really have a great, memory. Everything they memorize. They memorize in their mind, Then after he passed away, the 1 year after, then they start to written down all the teaching taught by Buddha. Therefore, those people who written down, they said, I heard the teaching from Buddha. Where did you hear? I hear the teaching at the Dhyarpa, Varanasi. Then, whom he gave the teaching? The group of 5 monks. That means explain, show who taught the Dharma, where did give the teaching, whom taught the Dharma, right? So this line is very important according to Tibetan tradition. Not only that, for example, thus have I hear how many times? How many times? At one time. It's about 3 meanings. Just let you know. I hear at one time. When it's very rare to receiving teaching. I hear only one time, means very rare. Therefore, receiving teaching from Buddha is very, very rare. Second, I have only one time, but I can remember everything. It shows how much, have a powerful memory of that person. Also, I hear at one time, it's not going to hear, is explained, not going to hear again and again. Therefore, it's very rare to hear. The person who received the teaching, he has an incredible memory. Right? Then now we move next plan, the 5 monks. The 5 monks whom received the first teaching from Buddha, also you need to know, I think we already knew here the history of Buddha, right? Buddha was prince, right? Prince of the king, Shuddha. Compared with other people, he had a lot of opportunity to enjoy his life in the palace. Yes, he did, his life very much enjoy in the palace for many years. Then when it's time to receive, education, so they set up very particular kind of study center, invite all the qualified teacher, teaching him about Hinduism, all the arts, everything. Each time when he received teaching from the master, from those guru, he always have one question: why we have a problem? Why we are suffer? Where the suffering come from? All teacher has the same answer. What was the answer? The problems, the happiness, the suffering, the world, the planet, the moon and star and sun, everything come from where? The God. Created by the God. This answer, let him think very deeply. He really think it's a truth or not. He think for many, many years. Finally, he noticed that something is not correct, incorrect. Therefore, he thought, I want to go, I want to leave this place, this palace, he already married. He has a child. Even though he thought, I must leave this place, this palace, I need to know why we have a problem. I want to know the cause of suffering. I want to learn how everybody can have, achieve the ultimate happiness. Therefore, at the beginning, he wasn't, satisfied, with the Hinduism. So at the beginning, he totally kind of, rejected, believe in creator. Right? Creator, or you can say this because of the God. Then the 5 monks, the group of 5 monks is not just totally random person who met in the Varanasi. The 5 monks, among the 5 monks, some of them used to be his important teacher. They studied together, practiced together. Then one day they thought, oh, the 5 disciples, the 5 monks, they left to Varanasi. Because Varanasi was very important, historical place for Hinduism. They went to Varanasi to study more, practice more. Then when Buddha became fully enlightened beings, he knew whatever I learned, whatever I kind of realize, this teaching, first I will share with my 5 friends, not these 5 friends. Therefore, he went to Varanasi. Then monk, the first, he with the 5 monks. Then he said, monks. That means that you can see, like a saint or sadhus. You should not think that there's a full ordained Buddhist monk, the Hindu monks. Monks, as I correctly paid attention to things that I have not thought here, thinking this is suffering, or truth of noble beings, vision arose, knowledge, awareness, understanding, realization arose. Right? Therefore, when he deeply think, studied for himself for many years, and he realized this is suffering. Truth of noble beings. That means he said, this is suffering. It is true. It is truth for the noble beings. Then, after realize the truth of suffering, then vision arose, knowledge arose, awareness arose, understanding, realization arose as well. Arose. Then second, monks, I correctly paid attention to the thing that I heard, not heard through, here thinking this is suffering, this is origin of suffering, this is cessation of suffering, that this is the path that lead to the cessation of suffering. Therefore, first is this is suffering, number one. Number two, what is the number two? This is origin of suffering. Number three, this is cessation of suffering. This is path that lead to the cessation of suffering. First, everybody need to remember this sentence. This is suffering. The second, this is origin of suffering. This is cessation, and this is a path that lead to the cessation of suffering. That for number two. Therefore, here important, we always need to remember when Buddha taught truth of suffering, he said, realize the suffering. That need to realize suffering. The second, he said, eliminate the cause of suffering. Third, realize or achieve the cessation. Achieve the cessation. How achieve the cessation? Through the path. Therefore, recognize or realize the suffering, eliminate the suffering, achieve the cessation through practice the path. Therefore, look at, first we need to realize suffering. Right? Then many of you think, or some of you can think, why I need to learn suffering? Actually, I know I realize suffering. I've been suffering for whole life, right? I'm suffering whole life. I have a family suffering, I have a financial suffering, I have a weather suffering, I have a suffering with the relatives, suffering with the neighbors, co-worker. I have a full of suffering. I don't need to learn suffering, right? Right? Then here what other Indian masters said, there's a three types of suffering. Am I right? What are they? Please answer. What are they? Three types of suffering. Suffering of change, then the pervasive suffering. Three types of suffering. Suffering can realize even the animal, right? The cow, the sheep, the chicken, the snake. Who has a feeling? Not only him, who has a feeling, who has a mind, they realize suffering. Right? You can say in the weather is a very cold, going to be very cold, meaning animal migrate hot weather. Therefore, it's very interesting. Sometimes you just go around the park, you just observe how the behavior of the like insect animals. Because every morning I stay behind the TBC drinking coffee, I just observing the pigeons. Right? You can say they're just searching food. We are like they're searching food and drink. While they are searching food, they are farting. Right? After they full stomach, they fly. You can stay in the branch. Then maybe they're sleeping or they're just living there. Therefore, all sentient being, any kinds of living beings can realize suffering, how to avoid the suffering. When feel thirsty, what they do? Drink waters, get drink. Hungry, get food. Cold weather, stay in a little bit cooling area. We all know some of suffering. The second, the suffering of change, right? The suffering of change is not kind of particular unique teaching in Buddhism. All the Hindus practitioners in the ancient time, they also realize, changing of suffering. Changing of suffering. Therefore, now it is very clear to see, let's say, lay person and the kind of the renounced person, ordained person. Let's say, in the ancient time, before Hinduism, you can see like in the Christianity, monk can have a family. Muslim also monks, kind of monk, right? They can live married, they have a child, they can live as a ordinary life. It's come to Hinduism, right? Then there's a concept of monk, concept of saint, concept of sadhu. So when they become monk, then they have a kind of commitments, vows. Say, oh, since today I'm not going to have a married, I'm not going to get married, I'm not going to have a kind of living with a relationship. Because from their point of view, having the physical pleasure is suffering. Which suffering? Suffering of change. So ordinary beings, we don't realize actually this is suffering. For us, it's a kind of pleasant, it's kind of happiness I want to achieve. Also, this is not uniqueness in Buddhism. Also, Hindus, teaching also explain for suffering of change. The unique part, the most important part, we need to realize the pervasive suffering. Pervasive suffering. In Tibetan, we say kappa, mean, is totally covered everywhere, pervasive, right? That's suffering. So which one is the pervasive suffering? For example, when we are sick, we are suffering. We are hungry, we are suffering. Thirsty, we are suffering. These are the suffering of suffering. So when we feel cold, we wear warm clothes, we feel pleasant, happiness is also suffering of change. This physical body, no matter it possessed for human being, possessed for other beings, no matter gross or subtle kinds of body, this body is pervasive suffering. We always need to realize and never be, truly happy until I have this body. Am I right? You cannot be truly happy. In the past, I said many times, when you look at around, why I need to use this table? Why? I carry books, few times I feel tired. This table for my physical body. The air condition for what? The AC for the body. The food we have been eating for many years for what? This body. The drink, the food, the road, the car, the house, the job, almost 99% for the physical pleasure, for physical body. Right? If you don't have this body, no stomach, we no need to eat. Right? Therefore, look at this physical body is the basis of suffering. That also Hindu people, the practitioners also realize this body is kind of basis of suffering, but they really don't know how to stop, possessing this body. Therefore, you can see somebody kind of little bit very extreme practice, torture themselves, torture their body is not the correct. Therefore, when we talk about suffering, we are not talking about suffering of suffering. We are not talking about changing of suffering, but we are talking about the pervasive suffering. This body is the basis of suffering, nature is suffering. Right? How many doctors we have, how many kinds of medicine we have, everything is for this body. Therefore, this is the actual suffering, nature is suffering, the basis of suffering, all suffering arises based on this body. And therefore, realize until we are in samsara, we always have to rely on the body. That no matter the gross body, subtle body, ugly body, attractive body, whatever body we have, we are always with the suffering. The analogy is here, like one person always carry, the dead body in shoulder, dead body. So far, you always carry the dead body. Can you imagine you can be happy? Never happy. Because the dead body is very smelly, also scary, very heavy. Somehow you really don't know how to really handle the dead body. When you totally, allowed to leave this body, then you can say, I'm, overcome this problem. So we have to stop, possess this body. In order to stop, possess this kind of body, we need to practice the Dharma. Right? Therefore, second, what Buddha said, eliminate the cause of suffering, which is 3 poison mind. What are they? Attachment, anger, ignorance. 3 poison mind. Ignorance, anger, attachment are the cause of suffering. We need to eliminate. Right? Without eliminating the ignorance, attachment, anger, we should not think, we should not have a hope, I can be happy, I can be truly happy. No. Then remember among the 12 links of dependent, in the center, right? Ignorance like a pig. They draw ignorance like a pig. Attachment like a bird. Headed like a snake. Imagine in your heart, in the center of your heart, there's a pig, there's a snake, there's a bird. Can you imagine you can be happy? No. Sometimes the ignorant torture us. Sometimes the attachment torture us. Sometimes the hatred, torture us. Therefore, somehow, no matter how many kind of condition you have, we feel I'm not happy because of the 3 poison mind are the cause. Then second is come to the karma. That karma. Due to the 3 poison mind, we engage into the bad action. You can name, negative action, whatever, bad action. Due to ignorance, we engage into bad action. Due to attachment, we engage into bad action. The bad action always bring good result or not? Never. The bad action always brings the bad result. The good action always brings the good result. Therefore, second is come to the karma. That means the 3 poison minds, it include all the afflictive emotions, and the karmas are the cause of suffering. Therefore, we are always with the suffering because of the cause. The Buddha said, eliminate the cause of suffering. Achieve the cessation. Right? And practice the path. It's very practical. You don't want suffering. Eliminate the cause of suffering. Then you can cease, the suffering and cause of suffering. How I can cease? Through practice of the Dharma, right? So today we just, begin or start the Four Noble Truths. The next time I'm not going to repeat about from the Lamrim. We just go through the, the Wheel of Dharma for a few times. Then we going to study the Rice Seedling Sutra. For you as a homework, you can just go through the, the Wheel of Dharma. You read through, you try to understand. If you don't understand, then you can ask question. Correct? So it's already 10:30. So we don't have a time for Q&A. Next time, surely we will have a Q&A. Also, we have a short time for meditation. Okay, so dedication 23. And the book, page number 23, the last two stanzas. So before we dedicate, we can, we can live, we can imagine. So during our, from my side, due to my explanation, with the pure motivation, I have accumulated, great amounts of merit. As a Dharma friend, as an attendant, with your pure motivation, listening my explanation, you also accumulated great amounts of merits. All merits today we accumulate this morning, we dedicate for two purposes. One for temporal benefits, one is for the long-term benefits. So we all chant together the page number 6 and 7 from the Lamrim prayers. May all human beings and the non-human beings who eliminate the adversity and create a conducive condition for practicing the excellent path, never be separated in the any hope that path from the past, present, Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to the act according with the tenfold fire and virtuous practice, may they always be assessed in the meditative ones. May the occasion of participate everywhere. So again, make sure we dedicate the merit to benefit for temporal benefits, the long term. Thank you so much for attending the class. Have a happy Sunday. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. I will check who attend the class.
Thank you, Geshe.
Okay, Linda, Tibetan Buddhist, and Eastern Code. Then the Lokitsa, Pinatishi. Okay, so thank you so much for attending. Have a happy Sunday.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you.
Thank you.